What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. We got 6 stocks to take a look at right now. These are 6 stocks that I have found running a couple scanners, and I believe that these stocks still have some room to go or have yet to actually break out. So all of which we're about to look at are all penny stocks, and they all have yet to probably make a move. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of these stocks. So here's the first one. This is ACRS. What we're going to do on each one of these examples is we're just going to simply draw on the screen, draw out the pattern that the stock is currently in, and kind of give you an idea as far as what you can expect if a couple things happen. So right now we know that the stock has in fact been uptrending. So we have this nice move there. So we have the uptrend. We have this resistance right at $2. And what we now know is we tapped here once, sold down, we bounced, came back again, fought this resistance level, came down once again, fighting back up. So each time we pull back, the stock continues to bounce back up to go and fight that $2 mark. So it's very possible that either next week, going into Monday, or this following week, we might get a nice breakout on the stock up just like that. Or if it doesn't work, we might see it trade down once again and attempt it one more time. So that's what we're looking for here on the stock ACRS, is sort of a long developing bullish pennant to form, and we break out just like that. So keep an eye on ACRS going into next week. Next stock we have is CDMO. So CDMO is interesting. This to me isn't the best setup, but it still has potential. Let me walk you through it. Typically when we get a formation like this big U shape, when we see that on stocks, a lot of times what will happen is the stock will stop at the previous resistance. We will then see a pullback that creates this handle look. So this is what we call a cup and handle pattern, because it looks like a coffee cup. Imagine a coffee cup like that. And that's exactly what it looks like. If we were to take the drawing off, you can see the big U, and typically it would pull back this way and then it would shoot up like that. In this scenario, we have done the U, we have gone over the resistance, so we're up and over, we've pulled back, we have tested the resistance as support, we have bounced back up. So if I can run through this quickly for you, again, think of the cup and handle pattern. We had enough strength to go over the resistance. We came back down. We retested that level that we broke out from. We bounced back up. So we kind of like it right now. That the price action is telling us that even after going through the resistance, coming back down to it, we were able to hold above it. So we're kind of treating it as a new support right now. And a lot of times this can lead to a higher move just like that. So again, even though we didn't get the true, full, perfect looking cup and handle, we do in fact have one. It's just a little awkward looking like that. So there's a good chance we could be seeing CDMO move into higher prices in this coming week. If we were to zoom out a little bit, we might, let me double check. Yes, so if we zoom out a little bit and look at a 3-year chart, it does have some resistance up here at 846. So we have about $1 per share more that the stock could potentially move up before it hits its true next sign of resistance. So let's move on to the next stock we have here on our list, which is ACST. So this is ACST. This is a 3-year chart that we're looking at currently. What we're going to do is we're going to go into a daily chart. But just for a second, what does this already look like? It looks like CDMO, the previous stock where we had the U. And again, we might get that handle formation. So though this is a weekly chart, you can already see just from here up, down. Well, let me redo that. From here down to back up, we already have a beautiful U-shaping formation, right? And if in fact ACST holds resistance at this previous top, we will pull back. And if it remains to hold up, we'll get that kind of handle formation, and we could be looking at a nice breaking out move up on ACST. Now let's look at the daily chart. So this is it over a daily time frame, 1 year. Each candle represents 1 day of trading. So we have the nice, beautiful move up. We have consolidated. There's really 2 scenarios that I see playing out here. If this is, in fact, going to break out and have a move above these highs, there's really only 2 ways that I see it happening right now, one of which was the cup and handle formation. So we've moved up. We now have resistance. We pull back, and then we go back up and over and break out, and we create the cup, handle, breakout. Or we have, again, our resistance up top here. And then what ends up happening is we pull back. We could even see it come all the way down to this level, would be a nice support. Those previous tops in between the 2 big moves, we have this big move up, and all these tops in here can create a nice level of support if this does, in fact, pull back a little bit more. Come down to this level. We hold. We go back up, and then we could create kind of a bigger cup and handle, which in turn will look more like a bullish pennant, sort of like the first stock we looked at, ACRS, and get a move like that. So those would be kind of the 2 formations and outcomes that I would be most, inclined to see happen here on ACST. So those are the formations that I'd be following going into this week or even a few months here on ACST. So definitely a good looking stock and a good looking setup that could happen. All right, on to the next one is DRRX. So this is very similar to the one that we just looked at. Same scenario where we have the 2 kind of big moves up. We have the consolidation in the middle and then another really nice move here. This is a scenario where I would be looking for a breakout over the top of about 246 right here. Now what we want to see happen here is most likely it's possible that this move ends up breaking out from this high, but usually we would see it stop here and again try to form the cup and handle first. So this is naturally the flow of it. We usually would go up, we'll tap, we'll pull back, we'll at least attempt a cup and handle. If the cup and handle fails, it will drop down like that and then bounce, and then we might form into the bullish pennant kind of formation later on and breakout. So again, either a bullish pennant or a cup and handle formation breakout on the same stock, DRRX. So keep that in mind going into next week's trading and, of course, for the next couple weeks as well. Following stock, SNGX. So this stock I'm not as crazy about. If you look at the range on the stock, this doesn't move all that much and it doesn't really trade that much volume. So this is really a slower moving stock, which some of you guys might like more. This isn't going to be nearly as volatile in terms of big monetary price value changing. And what I mean by that is if you look at this move from here to here, I mean, it's a big move, but in reality, this is $1.45 and this down here is $1. So just that whole move is only, again, 45 cents. Whereas something like Netflix can move $10 in 1 day, this was 45 cents over half a month's time. So you could also be looking at something like SNGX, which doesn't move all that much. So you're not going to see big price fluctuations overnight, most likely. Okay. So this is another one where we're kind of trying to form the cup and handle. You have the big move up, move down, tapping resistance. If this can pull back and hold just like this and get back over these highs like that, good chance we're going to move higher on that stock. And again, this one is a little bit slower moving, so some of you guys might like that. This one I'm not too crazy about just because I'm not one that really likes these super, super slow moving stocks like SNGX. But anyways, keep it on the watch. Last stock here on the list is OVID. So OVID is interesting because it had this really nice move. Look at this move. Pushes all the way up, goes through the highs. We pull back, we go down under. And this is a good example of what I was just talking about on the previous stock. Remember how I said we want to see it kind of pull back, get over the level and hold, and then we'll get a move higher, right? I literally just did that. Let's pull this up on 2 screens. And we had SNGX, where I was saying, look for the stock to do something like this, maybe pull back or get up and over this price, hold, and look for a move like that. Same thing. We had this move, back up, down, goes over, and starts to hold support. Then you get a move up. So that's the same type of scenario that I was talking about. And so here with OVID, it looks as very similar to SNGX in the sense that the price is touching the highs, and if we can get over and hold price, we should look for a move like that. In this, again, is same scenario, just looking for continuation on some of that up move might be a possibility on OVID. I do feel that this might be a little bit iffy to trade just because we are already so far above those highs, but again, still worth watching and keeping on the watch list. So I hope you guys have learned something new from this video. Also, in the description of this video, I will place a link to my most previous video regarding how to scan for penny stocks, as it's going to start covering how I've been able to find some of these stocks that I'm showing you here on this watch list. So really would appreciate if you guys check out that video, give this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys on the next video. As always, take care.